Welcome everybody to the show tonight. How are you? Hope everyone's doing well. I'm getting TREVi on the line right now. Hope everyone's doing well. We got a interview with TREVi tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about what he's been up to. And here he is now. TREVi, what's going on, bud?
What's up, man?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, dude. Nice to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Obviously.
Thanks for having me on. What's
up?
up?
Of course. No, thank you for coming, man. And
how's quarantining?
It's going okay.
Yeah.
Teaching remotely, working on the show and stuff. It's really, and then just trying to take care of myself as much as possible. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Remind me again, what grade you teach?
So I teach sophomores and seniors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like, for me, it's a little easier.
So these are important classes that they're taking.
Oh, well, for sure. Like, my seniors are trying to graduate. You know what I mean? It's
Absolutely.
like one of those things where, it's the end, and then they're missing out on like all the senior year stuff. Like I'm sure you remember, like,
oh yeah,
senior week, prom, obviously graduation, and everything that kind of encompasses that. Like, think about everybody that can't have graduation parties, man. It kind of just breaks my heart, because that's like a pivotal moment. Like, you look forward to those moments,
1,000%. My little sister, she was a senior in college this year, and her semester is just cut. And
that's brutal.
Imagine not having your last semester. That's the most fun time
crazy.
of your life. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And even just from like a educational standpoint, like, we've been out since March. You're missing probably about a third of the year. So you're looking at probably every grade is going to just be, not where they should be. You know what I mean? In terms of like next year and things like that. So it kind of just sets everything back. I think that just like society as a whole has just like taken a step back, I think, at this point. I think everything is. I think we just have to come to those terms and kind of accept that that's the reality at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird time overall, man. Like, everybody's affected in some way.
Absolutely.
Big or small. Just trying to be as thankful as possible that you're not in a work situation. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, it's starting to hit close to home to everybody. It's a scary thing, but I don't know. Everyone's pushing through. It seems like everyone's trying to do what they can, and like you said, like, you're working full time. Like, you're still grinding every day.
Exactly. No, I'm blessed for that. Like,
yeah.
Out of people that got laid off or are out of jobs right now, it's a tough time, man. So it's one of those things where, like you said, everybody's being affected right now. We all kind of have to sort of just readjust our, what's important and what we're thinking. You know what I mean? Because it's easy, for us to kind of just sit at home while, people are putting like risking their lives to, help the greater good. It's really, you know what I mean? So just say, to sit here and complain and be like, oh, I'm bored, like, this sucks. Like, it's not, one, it doesn't do any good. And two, like you just said, it could be so much worse.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just being thankful for being in a healthy situation, and being thankful for those that are helping to end this. Like, everyone out there that's actually working is absolutely pivotal in this. So it's a good time to get down to work. You just have to completely adjust your entire schedule and your like ways of working.
For sure. Because it's hard to, like, work from home, essentially, because you're never, you could get up at, 12, and you roll out of bed at 12 and start working, and then just have an unproductive day, or like the complete opposite.
Can't say somebody that.
Yeah, exactly. Or it could be complete opposite. Like, you don't have that boundary, and you're like traditionally maybe like a workaholic, and you're working like past the point you should, because you just you can't separate that anymore. You know what I mean? You can't just like pack it up and go home. I mean, I even have a hard time with that, like answering emails and things like that. Just like, it's trying to be able to, like, okay, I'm not going to check my phone from, whatever, 8 or 9 o'clock onward, or like whatever time you kind of set per day for that. But like, or shut yourself off. Like I was just saying, like, with the whole self-care thing, like, that's just like so important right now. Because I think it's really the mental health piece of it, I think, is a piece that we're not talking about enough. I mean, maybe people are, I don't know, but
no, 1,000%, especially once you start having your financial situation affected,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
like your relationships,
Yeah.
everybody's so far away from people. It's not really the exact same situation. So yeah, everyone's mentally got it's something to watch out.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely.
but
No
like
question.
what you were saying on the like working from home and trying to get like your balance time, how are you doing your best to like balance podcast versus the job? Like how are you
Yeah. I mean,
navigating that?
it's always been, uh, a juggling act for me, I think, in terms of figuring out, what times to kind of section off to do all these things. It's
Yeah.
actually, to be honest with you, I feel like I have more time and more with the podcast to actually like do more things with it because I'm not coaching right now. And that's like,
Yeah.
that was like a big part of like my life, just all year round. I was coaching, whether it was in season or I doing my own kind of like side
Yeah,
training
you and
business.
McKenna.
Well, shout out McKenna, right?
Yeah, big shout out
So
McKenna.
shout out McKenna. So I meant to say this to you,
He's a
and
really great
before,
kid. I
oh,
love that
he's
kid.
he's the man. Like I mean, he's a future business partner of mine. Like we're tight as hell. Hopefully, he pops up on here at some point. But
Absolutely.
he's good shit. But no, the moment that when I met you, you said the same thing. You're like, oh, you look familiar, and we kind of obviously figured out
Yeah,
that
I like
we
just from hoop. Yeah,
exactly and that we knew each
yeah,
other. So
close
so
towns.
so I have a funny story for you, and I didn't realize this till a couple of days ago, actually. So not to like get off on a sidetrack, but I have to mention this.
Hit me.
So when I used to hang out with McKenna all the time, right? And like so
Yeah,
just for backstory, for the people that don't know us, so Trevi's from Salem and I'm from Danvers, and anybody that doesn't geographically understand, they're like literally bordering. So I mean, pretty, and then obviously you and I had some of the same circles just in terms of like same kids we knew. I mean, we
yeah,
both
yeah.
played ball. Like if you played sports in high school, like you genuinely knew the sports kids. So, but I never kind of really crossed paths with you. But weirdly enough, I used to hang out with your brother a ton, and I didn't realize
Really?
you guys were even brothers. Kyle, yeah, your brother Kyle with McKenna.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
hilarious. I didn't know that.
yeah. No, I didn't either until I think you posted a picture with him in it, and I'm like, damn, that kid
Oh
looks
yeah,
familiar. And I was
I
like,
posted for his birthday the other day.
that's right. And I was like, oh my God. Well, he's freaking hilarious. He's like one of the
Yeah,
funniest dudes I've ever met in my life,
he's
by
a
the way.
clown.
He's an absolute clown. But I like I said, I didn't put two and two together. I had no idea you guys were even brothers. And I was like, no
Yeah,
way.
yeah, that's funny.
So side note,
Yeah,
but
that's the likes pictures.
okay, that makes sense then. That definitely makes sense. Oh my God, he was a freaking riot, dude. Like some of the shit he would do. I won't even get into right now, um, but anyway, kind of going back to what you were saying about the balance. Um, it's something I've been doing, like I said, for a while. I mean, I'm trying to keep a structure with it. Like, okay, trying to like our day right now is basically 8 a.m. to noon. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? In terms of like, so I'm like, hey, 8 a.m. to noon, I'm like, focus from Monday through Friday, focusing on teaching stuff. And then whatever I can do with my podcast stuff in the afternoon is kind of what I do. You know what I mean?
hmm
But I'm finding new ways to sort of like manage my time a little better and stuff like that. So like an example, like I'm doing this, like, I plan out almost like my like social media Instagram posts for the week too. Like one of my social media content creator, like
yeah,
he sends me whatever he does for the week, like for the next week. And then I just like save them all as drafts and then just like go post them. So that way I'm not like, like
yeah.
just little shit like that to like save myself some time.
Save
You know what
time.
I
Yeah,
mean?
absolutely.
So it's
Put
just
the
sort of
broom
figuring
up
out like
ahead.
new ways to, figure out, you know, just schedule, like you said, be more efficient.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good thing to do. Um, I've been doing similar, just trying to chop out certain sections of the day where you're grinding for work. Mine's a little different from you because you probably have the set online classes. You have that set time schedule. I just have like random meetings here and there.
Right.
Uh, so it's tougher to like base. I think to not have my like normal routine of taking the T into the city every day. Like you're there, like you said, you're there the entire time, and then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden you're in the same spot every day. Having to find those times to block in. Okay, here's like 7 hours of work, 3 hours of work here, or whatever your balance is. Like
Right.
it's tough. Yeah,
Well, yeah,
it's an adjustment.
it's same with you because you obviously you work on music, and so that's like one of the things I wanted to mention to you too. I think is so funny. You're very you're sort of outward about this, but also like really important as well. Like you kind of your thing is like I'm the only rapper with an engineering degree, which I find hysterical.
Yeah,
But it's cool because you're
that's
saying,
the
okay, like,
tagline.
yeah, I'm a rapper, but I also like, I'm smart and I used it in a different way and things like that. So kind of
Yeah,
tell me a little bit like, sorry, I want to kind of relay that same question to
yeah.
you, like how on a normal daily schedule in the real world and then versus now, like how do you manage both of those, kind of endeavors, and then also, what does it kind of mean to you to like be an engineer but also a rapper, which is a very unique combination.
I think for me, I, I'd probably say that like the coolest part about it for me is that I can focus on two completely different avenues in my brain. Um, and at the same time, a lot of it is very similar.
Right.
Um,
So what
like,
kind of engineer are you exactly?
so I got a management engineering degree with a focus in civil from WPI.
Okay.
And so I work for like a construction management firm where we go and like build buildings, do interior fit out work, whatever it is, for different projects. I've worked for a few different companies now. But it's cool that you have a completely mathematical side of the brain and like problem solving stuff during the day, and then you can translate that into music so much. Like when you're breaking down a song, you're breaking down the beats, like everything in your voice, like when you're editing whatever it is, like everything is so mathematical that you gotta
Almost like an equation
yeah,
in
and
its own
like
right.
building out the beats is the same way. um so I'm using and like problem solving, just coming up with different ideas, different avenues, social media wise, whatever it is, like trying to do different things. It's I just think it's funny how it works that like I can kind of just switch it off and on whenever I need to, for like the actual focus of it.
Oh, absolutely. That is definitely a skill. But I think it's great that you're able to kind of realize that, you had a talent for both and you want to be able to still do both while you can. And I think that's really, really great, man. And I
Yeah,
like you said, like the dichotomy of you're using like your problem solving side, but then how it helps your creative side. I think that's interesting because,
absolutely. And
yeah,
the like you said, the creative side, like that's the most important, like my favorite side. You know what I mean?
hmm
Like the being able to create something and turn one word, one idea into an entire song, entire album, whatever it is. Um, like being able to actually see something be created is such a cool feeling. And it's the same thing with my regular job where I'm seeing like a final product of a building or a final product of a space that is completed, like that new people are going to use. And same thing with music, like new people are going to listen to your words and your message. And I don't know, it's a cool mix, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, it's funny, even the more you explained it, I feel like it even kind of goes the other way too, because in a way, I mean, if I'm understanding correctly, you're almost working with like architectural stuff and
Yeah,
kind of like create.
absolutely. Yeah.
So I mean, that's creative in itself as well.
Yeah.
Architecture, obviously. So I think that you're kind of, you are double dipping a little bit. So there
Yeah, a
is
little bit.
more, but no, but it's a good thing, right? Because there's more like to that as well. Like, I mean, I do the same thing. Like, I'm an English teacher and then I do this music podcast and
Yeah. And you're
I, yeah,
annotating the music.
exactly. Right. I mean, for lack of a better, actually, the best word you probably could use is annotating, right? Like, and just using the analytical part of my brain. I mean, it's two different things, but like to do different mediums, but I still do it, and that's
Yeah.
just I've found that to be like something natural that comes to me, and I'm like, no, that's awesome that you can streamline it in two different things. I think like not boxing yourself in, I think is the most like important part.
Yeah.
I almost
And
relate that to like sports when we were kids. You know what I mean? Like, like trying to play as many sports as possible. Like not just being like, all right, I'm a basketball player by the time you're six. Like trying it all out. You know what I mean? I think that that's
it's just
you know.
life. It's just you want to try as many different things, even within your own music. Like you try different avenues, try to hit different, like completely different sounds, and you're finding what you like best. And it's the same thing in life. Like do a completely different adventure, whatever it is, you find the things that you like, and that's what makes the best out of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely, man. So what kind of, so when did you kind of start rapping though? Because it seems like obviously you were, I mean, you still obviously went to school to be an engineer and you're working in the field now, but when did you kind of decide like you wanted to like really start to really focus on rapping as well?
Yeah. So I've been around the music space my entire life. Like my father has been in every single genre of band, always playing different music. So I've just been exposed to so many different types of music for my whole life. And obviously as a kid growing up, like we'd freestyle and just have the battle the bus with the basketball teams. Like we'd have all that. But I really started taking music seriously, like probably it was like the end of my junior year of college. My boy TREV, shout out to him. He's actually over there working on some music right now.
Oh, nice.
He's like my main producer. Does I would have nothing without him. The kid crushes music. But he started like really taking it seriously, and we started like going to the studio together. And it just immediately, like once I started writing and having like a full outlet to explain everything, and it's also just a creative piece that like you're explaining your emotions, feelings, thoughts, whatever it is, and you're putting it into rhymes and cool sounds and flows and like things that people actually enjoy to listen to. It's a cool thing. So like immediately junior year or so of college, so about 3.5 years now ago, that's when we really just
Okay.
started taking it serious. Yeah.
Oh, that's, I mean, that's, well, you have to always, obviously you start somewhere, but I think it's really great that it's like so innate in you almost because it started when you were so young. And so if I'm not mistaken, so do you use a lot of like some old pictures of you with, like with music stuff, like on your album covers? Like, is that you?
I did it. I did on one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because I feel like when I was going through some of your stuff, like when we crossed paths.
Yeah.
When did I come to your show? When was that show? That was November, right?
Yeah, that was
When
in
you
November,
when you the show
or
with Washi.
late October. That was
Okay,
like right after the album dropped. That had that cover art.
exactly. All right,
Um,
that's what it was then. That's
with
that's why
with
I'm remembering it. It's like you like
the young photo.
laying down with like is it like a guitar on like the bed with you or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then the back of that, what like the back cover with the track list. That one was a picture of me just as like probably a 5-year old, just sick as anything, throwing up like on my pops, like passed
Yeah.
out.
Does
So I kind
does
of
your
wanted to, I kind of wanted to have the front cover like it's like a wholesome vibe, and then the back cover is like shit, like it's throwing up, like it's the darker side. So like,
sure.
and that's kind of how my music goes. Like I have like the softer, like more like love song, vibe songs,
Mhm.
smoke songs, and then I have like more like the harder stuff too. So I like a mix, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, even when you I saw you perform, I felt like there was definitely two sides of you as well, in that regard. So how does your family feel about your music though? Like, do they like it? Are they like your biggest critics, biggest fans, mix of both? I feel
They're
like if I know Kyle, I feel
they're
like
the biggest
Kyle.
supporters.
Oh, they
It
are. Okay.
depends. It depends on which one though.
On who you're talking about, because I feel like
So,
Kyle. I
so
don't know if I knowing
now that I
him,
know
like
you
he
know
might give you
Kyle,
shit.
he's like me. He's always been exposed to a musical ear. Like he's always been around it. So he like if I send him something like a song I'm working on, thinking about releasing, whatever, he'll come back with the notes. Like he's like, oh, you could have said this a little bit differently.
Yeah,
And sometimes we'll have the same opinion, and I'll fix certain things, or but also like I like different things. But yeah, so he's obviously like he supports it heavy. He comes out to every show that he can, um, but he also like he wants to work with it, which is like because he has a creative brain too, which is really
hmm
cool. Um, but then the rest of my family, like, everyone's very supportive of it.
that's dope.
Um, they're proud of it. They come out. My little sister, especially, she comes up to every show. She's front row. She's she's
That's
screaming her
awesome.
head off.
I love that.
That shit's cool. Yeah.
That's dope, man. No, because it's like I feel like it could go either way. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you're like the closest people to you could either be, or a mix of both. Honestly, like your biggest fans or your biggest critics. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think that like I mean even like my mom is like that too. Like she'll be the first to like tell me if something's wrong with not wrong with what I did, but like the first to kind of say, oh, like you need to fix this, or like you did this too many times in that episode, or like I don't know. She's just
Yeah.
always, you know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, like she's my biggest fan too. So like I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
The people that you keep around you want to see you succeed. Like that's
exactly.
a great thing. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. Speaking of Washi, so you got a new single coming out with Washi on Tuesday. Is that correct? Is that what is that date? Right?
That's what I'm hearing. Yeah.
That's what we're hearing.
Yeah. It's something that we had worked on like last summer, like end of last summer almost.
Okay.
We started talking about getting the track together, and then we worked on it, got him a verse, and then we actually ended up performing it at that show, like one of his last songs.
Oh, so it's that song because I was there for that. So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I'm remembering
that one.
somewhat correctly, okay. So that's all right. Awesome.
Yeah,
What's the title of it?
I think we can drop the name. I don't know because he didn't even put it in his post. SB Dunks. That's the name of that.
Oh no! Oh, he did. No, he did put it in the name.
Did
I'm
he?
pretty sure. Yeah.
All
SB
right.
Dunks. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's called SB Dunks. It should be actually, it's like it's almost like a smoker vibe. Like it's kind of like a little old school. It's like it kind of has that like Mac Miller feel. Like, and
Interesting.
I put I dropped a Mac lot not like reference in there that I thought was cool.
Which part of Mac you referencing? Like, so we're talking like Kids, Blue Slide Park. We talking most recent shit? Because I mean, he's evolved as an artist. So
Yeah, I got in there following Mac more so like Kids. So like that
Kids,
was
yeah.
that's why I started kind of following him. And I had one line in the song where I say like I'm talking about like where we would be driving in like late high school. Like the whole idea of the track is to like bring nostalgia, like bring
Sure.
back like your high school memories. Like you're with your boys, you're driving around like different towns, acting a fool. And I said like bumping kids was required. R.I.P. Mac. Nikes on my feet like I'm Stanley Yell Nats, because like he had the Nikes on my feet.
Yep.
Shit.
Yep. No, I got you.
Well,
if you're our age, you that's where you started with Mac. You started with Kids. You started with Nikes on my feet. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was a legend. He came out at a Wiz Khalifa show in the Seaport.
The one outside.
Yeah, like the pavilion one there.
Pavilion. I like that venue a lot, by the way. That's like low key. Not a lot of people talk about this as a venue. Like I didn't hear anybody talking about that venue until I went there, and I've seen like 3 shows there since the first time I went there. It's dope. It's dope as fuck, and especially in the summertime.
It's in the summer, and you walk out, you just go to the bars right there. Like it's
especially what they've done with Seaport.
Oh yeah, it's completely changed in 15
incredible.
Years. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's a really cool place to see shows. I saw Wiz Currency, Chevy Woods, and
oh my god,
and they had a guest appearance of Mac there in, was it like freshman year of high school or something like that?
I was about to say because
it was the coolest time.
Yeah, Wiz was really popular, like mixtape Wiz. I'm not talking like the later on the back end of the 2010s. I'm talking like Kush and OJ. I'm talking like those oh my god, Flight School, like those mixtapes were unbelievable.
Yeah,
like he was some of the best.
Yeah, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, people say like mixtape Wayne, and I see that. Like I liked mixtape Wayne as well.
Album Wayne's crazy too, though.
Exactly. I never felt like Wiz album Wiz was ever that crazy to me. I don't know. Even like his opening, I mean, I did like his debut album, whatever you want to call it, Rolling Papers. I thought that was decent.
Yeah.
But
After
I mean,
Rolling Papers is yeah.
Nah, like the best Wiz Khalifa was Mixtape Wiz, and that was like I said, right when you and I were in high school,
Yeah,
like 2008, 9, 10, like up that.
exactly.
Boy, Lil Nicky's in here. What's up, Lil Nicky? Shout out him. He just dropped his album recently, so shout out to him. He's got a
Right.
track on here he wants us to listen to at some point when we get to
Okay.
some of the listening songs. People that are in this chat, first of all, thank you for joining us. We're here with TREVi, and he's got a new single coming on Tuesday with Washi. I think Washi's still in here too. Shout out Washi. And so it's called SB Dunks. Make sure you take a listen to that. And yeah, thank you again for joining us. If you have any songs you'd like us to review on the spot, we did this a few weeks ago with Zafir. Had some fans just kind of drop in the comments any songs they'd like us to review at the end of the show, just on the spot. They can be your own if you're an artist. They can just be a song that you're vibing with that you want other people to know. We did, like I said, we did with Zafir a few weeks ago, and it was a ton of fun. So feel free to drop comments in there, and we'll get to those a little bit in just a little bit here. But talking a little bit with TREVi here. I do want to talk about one more thing with you before we get to that, though.
Okay.
Because right before quarantine, well, first of all, again, thank you for taking so much time and you're taking your time with us tonight. I really appreciate it. Dude, I like I said, you were like, I swear to God, you're on this like list of people that, and like towards the top, like you were like one of the next. I'm not just saying that either. And then like quarantine happened, and I'm like, shit. So we'll have to get you in here like when all this kind of subsides. But this will do for now.
Absolutely.
But I just reviewed a song of yours, Wimbledon, with Sammy Adams, another guy that, I'll backtrack a little bit. So Sammy Adams was like really the only Boston rapper I can recall when we were in high school. Like I didn't really remember anybody else like really from the city that was vibing. I think now there's such a great culture in Boston with rap especially. But so one, I want to ask you if you were a fan of Sammy Adams. I'm guessing you were, but I want to hear from you. And two, like, what was it like to get on track with him? And then I know you even toured with him as well. So tell me a little bit about some of that.
Yeah. So we got on the track together, and then there was an opportunity to go on his like mini holiday tour. It was going to be 3 shows. Ended up being 2. Some happened with the New York venue, but it was down in Jersey at the Stone Pony, where like Springsteen kind of started. All the memorabilia was up and everything. It was a really dope.
Sick.
And then we had a Boston show at Paradise Rock Club.
One of my favorite venues.
Really cool venue. Went there a lot, like in high school.
Oh yeah.
Saw Logic there. Saw J. Cole, Dollar a Dream there.
Yeah, dude, that was the one where he was like going around each city and not telling people where he was gonna play, right? And each ticket was $1 or some shit.
So he would tweet out the location the day of. So I was a senior in high school, skipped school with like my girlfriend at the time, and then we drove into Boston. We just kind of waited around for the tweet from J. Cole. We had like the notifications on for when he would tweet. He'd tweet out the location, tweet at Paradise Rock Club. You just drive there, and then the tickets were $1.
That's like, so sick. Dude.
Like it was such a cool concept to do.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and he like performed like all like his like most intimate songs. He was like taking requests from the crowd. Actually, one of your boys from Danvers was there, and J. Cole passed him the mic, and he spit a whole verse. My boy's name, I'm blanking it right now. Went to Assumption.
Anthony Cordoba. He spit the whole verse. That's right. Oh my God, I remember that.
He got a mic handed to him from J. Cole and spit a verse. What a unbelievable moment for him, huh?
Oh my God, I remember my whole crew at the time, like that friend group, like because we all worked together. We all worked for Coach Walsh back in the day for the just landscaping the cemeteries and stuff.
Legend of the area.
Oh my God, it was
legend of the area, Coach Walsh.
Coach Walsh. I mean, of course. Yeah. I mean, in the basketball realm, he still is. But either way, so it was crazy because we all go to work like the next day, and one of my buddies at the time, he was like, He's like, bro, he's like, Cordova got on stage and was like spitting and shit. And it was like kind of before like Instagram was really a thing. Like nobody, it wasn't like people like putting shit on Instagram, putting shit on
Yeah.
Facebook. Like, I mean, Facebook was a thing, but it wasn't really like for that. And he's
Yeah.
showing us like the videos and stuff. And we were like, yo, this is like, that was so dope.
Yeah.
I can't
Unbelievable.
believe that. So it's
Yeah.
so funny you saw Logic there too, because I saw him. That was the first couple times I saw Logic was the Paradise Rock. So we definitely were at the
Yeah. Probably the
same
same
venue.
show. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
which is why it's crazy. I've like never, how many people we mutually know. It's so funny that you and I like it took us this long to cross paths.
exactly.
It's so funny.
But so like being able to see artists like that on that stage and then be able to play there, like that was just an unbelievable feeling.
That must have been a dream, dude.
It was just like it couldn't even explain it. Like knowing that I was standing on the other side of it, like watching like these big name artists and like even like playing like Middle East shows like that. Like a lot of people have played Middle East downstairs. A lot of big.
That's
names.
where everybody starts, man. Middle East
like,
downstairs is like notoriously known for that.
M has played there. Kendrick has played there. The Migos have played there. Like big names have all played there, and like it's a cool feeling to like be able to be in that same position, pushing for the same things.
Brockhampton, I don't know if you're a fan of them. I saw them like right away when they really got hot, and it was like the best show I've ever been to. They're like, I have videos, me and my buddy have videos of like Don McLennan from Brockhampton, like not even 2 feet away from me, like hanging from a pole, like spitting his verse, just like it was Merlin coming out, it was unbelievable. But no, that's Paradise. That's so cool. Like, and I actually want to. I think I saw one of the pictures on Instagram or something. It seemed like you had like a pretty good crowd too. Like it wasn't just like, oh, I opened up at Paradise Rock and there was like 5 people there. Like you legitimately had like.
This place was packed out. This place was absolutely rocking. Boston's a tough crowd, man. Like if you're from Boston, like, and I think that's partially the reason. Like, I mean, if you think about it, how many artists, big names, have come truly out of Boston versus every other city, like versus the Atlantas, the Chicagos, like not as many artists really make it or get to a stature in their career that they're desiring to get to.
Aerosmith. So Aerosmith.
Yeah. Thanks, Diggs. But like
well, in terms of
more
rappers,
so in rap.
you're absolutely right.
Absolutely, more so in rap.
Because Mouthy doesn't count.
Oh, Mouthy should count.
I mean, he does, but like,
what's the update there? Is he around?
Well, that's my thing. Like, I mean, did he ever? I think we say like make it, like maybe, I don't know, been on the radio or like I don't know, some kind of big name. I think the only one that really comes to mind off the top of my head is Cousin Stiz. Just in terms of like at a point where people in the game like know him. Like he's worked with like numerous guys. Buddy, who was just on Dreamville. He's worked with Freddie Gibbs. I mean, he's been, he's worked with a lot of guys.
But more so my point is like, I think there's a big culture in music around places getting behind their hometown artists first. Like people seem to blow up in Atlanta and then expand. People seem to blow up in Toronto, then expand. Like people support within that community. But I just think Boston has. Don't get me wrong, love Boston. Boston's everywhere.
Oh, me too.
But I think Boston has just, and it's because of like the way we grow up with our sports, and it's like an attitude. Like Boston.
It is an attitude.
You need to prove yourself before we start loving you. Like think of any player who comes to a team for Boston. Like it's never just instant like love for that. Like Boston has like a prove yourself attitude. We got to win all the time.
Yeah.
And so like until you're something, you're kind of nothing, I guess, essentially.
Yeah. No, you're right. That is how, and you're not the first artist I've heard say that either.
Yeah. So it's a cool, it's like more of a challenge, I guess, with Boston crowds, which I like, you know what I mean? It's, you gotta perform to earn a respect of a crowd and to get them to have a good time, get their money's worth.
Absolutely.
Whether you're the headline or the opener, like you gotta be able to make their night fun. Like
Exactly.
that's your job. That's what you're there for, is to play your music, show them a good time. Like it's entertaining as much as it is uh, like just playing. Like I can't play my favorite songs, you know what I mean? Because some of my favorite songs, they don't shake the crowd, but like
Yep.
lyrically they're my favorite, or just vibe wise they're my favorite. But like
Right.
you gotta play what people are gonna enjoy their night, and you want to enjoy yourself up there too. You want to play the bangers. You want to get a little tipsy on stage here and there, and just enjoy the moment. It's great. It's a fun feeling.
Absolutely. No, I definitely like. I'm glad you're very like aware enough of that, because I feel like some artists, they don't understand the crowd. You know what I mean? Or they'll just kind of play their favorites, and like for example, I saw Khalid at Boston Calling a few years ago, and he
Okay.
was one of the guys I was pumped to see, and he played all his slow stuff, man. He didn't play anything like any of like his like bouncier, poppier stuff,
Yeah.
and it was a little disappointing because I'm like, you're at a music festival, like, you know what I mean? Like, one, know your audience, and two, I mean, people were literally leaving to go line up for Eminem, and rightfully so, but like, it was one of those things where like it just wasn't. So that's just one example of
Yeah.
that, and you're absolutely right. It's super important to understand that, but that's so dope that you were able to like get on stage at Paradise and actually like do your thing
Yeah.
and have some kind of like a crowd there. Like
Yeah.
I feel like, and you even like would feed off the crowd too, I'm sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you gain so many more fans through that. Like even like the first show in New Jersey, like I was really feeling the crowd energy, and after the show, you interact with so many people, you're gaining more of a following, and those are people that are going to stick with you on this, or
Right.
with you up on this journey.
Because you've
And
made a face-to-face interaction with them, like you're
absolutely,
taking the time to talk to them after a show and things like
yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
exactly. But yeah, like going back to what you're saying about like reading the room and like knowing which songs to play here and there. Um, like sometimes like you also gotta play, like you're playing on the fly, like you're playing it like it's a basketball game, where uh if like the club, or if the venue says, hey, you guys only got 5 minutes left, or 5 minutes left, 10 minutes left, when whatever time was in your head that you were told, whatever it is, or like, oh, we got to wrap it up here, or like you spoke too long in between certain songs, uh, so now like time is cutting short. Like you got to make a play, say, okay, that song's not going to bang as much. That song's not going to get the crowd wild. Let's pull half of that one or pull that one out. So yeah, it's interesting. Like,
It's almost like in-game adjustments.
yeah, you have to, absolutely, you have to
Yeah.
just feel the crowd. You gotta feel it's not an opponent; they're there to support you. But like
Right. Well, they could be
you
your
know what I mean?
opponent if
Like
if it went south.
yeah, you gotta make your adjustments.
Absolutely. No, I think that's good advice for yeah.
Serial 781 knows what I'm talking about.
Serial, that's a homie of the show. Thank you for
Yeah,
joining us, Serial. You're the man. He's from Lynn, bro. He's a dope artist.
he is.
Bro, not kidding. Like Serial's got some really dope shit.
I'm
He's got this track. He's got
I'm
this
at
track "Want It Bad," right? And
one.
are you so yeah? So are you? I mean, I feel like I get the sense you like a lot of music. Are you?
Yeah,
Do you know a guy by
I'm gonna
Michael
write it
Kiwanuka?
down.
You know a guy by Michael Kiwanuka by chance?
I do
He's
not.
he's like a folk indie artist, and I'm a huge fan of his. Love him. And Suriel, like, believe it or not, or it's like very similar, but he sampled like a part of that song on this track "Want It Bad," and this shit's fire, man. I mean, he's got other good stuff too. There's another how I kind of came onto him, a kid I went to high school with, who's a producer, goes by the name of B Leafs, and he's done some work with him a bunch, and yeah. So I mean, that's he's like there's more talent really around here and like Boston than I actually ever realized, to be honest, until I actually opened my eyes and
Yeah,
started doing this. So
Absolutely. And you've created such a cool platform where
thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
no, I that's why I want to come on here. Like I respect it. You've created it like no one, at least around here, is really doing the whole breaking down of each song. Like people have kind of their music podcasts and whatnot, but like you're breaking down like actual lyrics constantly. You're annotating everything, and like that is some of my friends and like my absolute favorite thing to do when listening to a song. You want to know every reason, like what each word means. You want to know every double entendre, triple entendre. You want to know like hidden meanings. You want to understand exactly who each person's talking shit about, talking about, like
Yeah.
praising whoever it is. Like there's so many hidden meanings, and like that's like the most fun thing about music. That like you can put that back into your own work. You can have songs that are all over the map, but also songs that like truly mean certain experience, certain things, like
Mhm.
or multiple things at once. Like that's the coolest part for me.
Yeah. No. Well, one, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you saying that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like, dude, it just comes from a place of passion, man. Because, like I said, I've been a guy that or a person that has been just consuming music at like a disgusting rate since I was like really young. Like I was that kid. I mean, I think we all were, but like
yeah. You
I
were
was that kid
on Hot New Hip Hop, and before that,
every
Fresh to Death
fucking day,
Daily.
every
You
week.
were on all
Like,
the
oh my
absolutely.
God. I was literally on Hot New Hip Hop every day. Dude, it was disgusting. Like how many, I gave my parents' computer like the worst virus ever
Oh
using
yeah,
LimeWire. I would download so much shit on LimeWire, but,
I'll tell I'll
how,
tell you a story. We were we downloaded. I think it was one of the Wayne mixtapes. I'm pretty positive it was.
yeah,
And our parents got an email that could have been a scam. No idea. Could have been a scam. They got an email from some government agency claiming that you have been downloading boom, and like it listed out the little it was from like downloading on BearShare. It was like
oh my God.
it was like next time you do this you're paying a certain fine, or it was crazy. Yeah.
Unbelievable. I always got away with it.
So so LimeWire, all that, like we that is classic.
oh
Uh,
my God, classic. Like you
the
just,
music
because there
industry
was
has
no
changed.
streaming back then.
It's
Kids
changed
here,
completely.
oh my God, kids these days got it easy, man. Like we used to have to dig for our music. Like nobody was curating playlists.
Or if you were buying a song,
Oh my
like
God, talk about that. Like how pumped would you get when
a
you'd get like an
dollar
iTunes
a
gift card?
song, that was crazy.
Yeah, oh my God. And then remember when they raised it to $1.29?
Oh yeah. And
And that was
then
and then well, because like I used to get the iTunes gift cards all the time, right? And if you got like a $15 gift card, you could get 15 songs, right? And I was like, okay, that's a
yeah,
good deal. And then fucking they
or
change
like
it to 129 and you could only get like whatever the math is, your math
four
is not
music
me.
videos. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was wild.
No, it was awful. But I used to LimeWire everything, and like how I kind of kept with it and got away with it was like I would download like my whole family music because of it. Like so then
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
my mom like wasn't that mad at me because like she's mad at me at first, and then I was like, well, I can get you like whatever music you want. She's like,
That was a
all
good
right,
point.
fuck it. That's good point. What's up, hero? Do you want to cop which one of my vinyls? Is that what you're saying?
He's saying he still costs vinyls.
Yeah. All right. I
He's
misread
he's
this. Yo, I
crate
still
digging.
cop vinyls. Got it,
He's
dude.
crate digging.
Dude. Yeah, I mean I've collected vinyls for I mean clearly, but for a couple of years now. So it's cool. I think it's funny how things kind of still turn around and come back like that all of a
Absolutely.
sudden like
It's like style. It's just
mhm.
it's cool. It's cool to have.
Dude, actually I have it right here, believe it or not. I guess he probably won't care, free marketing for him, but one of the guys that I just had on the show right before quarantine, Marcel Stefan, he did our intro. Like he's the fucking man. And he's a great artist too. Bro, he's doing fucking CDs.
Love that.
Incredible, right? But the
I mean,
craziest part is
if you walk in Times Square, there's still 8 dudes just passing out CDs,
just
and
mixtapes. Yeah. Oh,
it's
I
It's hard.
I got scammed real bad
You
in
got
New York
scared.
once. Oh my God. Bro, I bought this fucking dude's mixtape for like fucking $10. And I fucking it was actually a pretty funny story. I was with my buddy too. I give him a 20 gonna change, and he fucking just booked it. Like and just left. And like I have this mixtape in my hand. It was fucking blank, obviously. Like totally scammed me. So like I always get sketched.
You didn't even have the music.
There was nothing on the fucking tape, dude. It was
That,
blank.
that's tough.
So I'm like,
At least prepare your crime. That's
no
tough.
shit, no shit. I know. First time in New York too. Like it was brutal.
Really?
But, oh yeah, but regardless, that's not it. Whatever. No loss there. But yeah, dude. So he's been selling these.
Love that.
So I mean I had to get one because he didn't put it on streaming services either. Smart man.
That's cool.
So
I like that a lot.
very dope. Very dope. So, but it's so funny because I had to friggin' use my PS4 to play it.
Troy, Knox Fortune did that too, right? That was your boy? No. Who was your boy that did the just put it on CDs? Strictly on CDs.
Oh, Al Divino did that, yeah.
Al Divino. Yeah. Someone he's worked with, Al Divino, I don't really know too much of his stuff, but he did that same thing where he put it on CDs. Didn't he set it like a crazy price?
Yeah, like Bandcamp. He tried to do like a high demand.
No, wasn't it like $400 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, he set his album for like $400 or something, and like made a decent amount of money on it because like
Wow.
that's what he felt his art was worth. Respect, yes, but also like crazy move in this industry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it kind of worked out for him a little bit, but we'll see.
That's wild. Wow. Unbelievable. $400 for a mixtape. I don't know about that.
I feel that.
I don't know.
I don't know. I put the price on mine.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't want to say what whether that's right or wrong. It's obviously like you said, he prices his art.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of dope.
Yeah. So what do you say? So do you have any music that you want to play for us? Stuff that you're listening to? Any stuff that you want to show us that you've done? No pressure. But do you have anything that you want to share with our people here?
Yeah, let's break down some songs.
Let's do it, man.
Do you want to start with one of the ones that was the fan submission you said?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't know if Lil Nicky's still here. Hopefully he is, because he was on here. I guess I can't see who's actually still here on this thing. Oh yeah, we'll play his first. Either way, I'm gonna save this regardless, so I'll send it to him. All right, so this is his track off his new album. It's called Rockstar Jeans. Okay. Let me know if you can't hear it.
Turn it down a bit.
Better?
Little.
It's just farming, you know where to find me. What is love without
That sounds
a
clean.
bit of violence? Rockstar jeans, get a focus super harming. Come into my house and you might get lost inside it. Yeah, I turn 0 feels into 1,000. Coming so much, feels like I'm on a mountain. I don't know what, but I don't think I'm grounded. I feel super high, man, I've been the cockpit. I feel like I'm in a spaceship. Every day I'm getting wasted. I don't even know what place this is. I don't even know what this just farming. You know where to find me. What is love without a little bit of violence? Rockstar jeans, get a focus super harming. Come into my house and you might get lost inside it. Girl, I'm trying to be with you like you and I. Look out the foreign, that's my right. I'ma stay with you, looking at your eyes. And I'm not fake, I'm a ride or die. It's just farming.
He's got a good vibe.
Yeah. All right, so this segment of the show.
Give me his name again.
So
Rockstar Jeans.
Lil Nicky, Lil, and then Nicky with 2 Ks.
Oh, I think he actually. Okay, yeah, I think I know who he is. I think he kind of just linked me on IG. Okay.
Oh, did he? Okay. Yeah. So anyway, so for everybody that's here with us again, thank you for sticking with us and joining the show. This segment, we are going to just review some songs off the cup. We've had some submissions from fans. If anybody wants to jump in on the conversation, if you guys like these songs, if you dislike these songs, it's awesome if we get like some fan interaction as well. It was a ton of fun last time with Zafir. We are here with TREVi, if you are just joining us, and we just listened to Rockstar Jeans by Lil Nicky. He is a Boston rapper, just dropped his album. He's been reaching out to us back and forth. Seems like a really good dude. I like the vibe of this one better than the one we reviewed a few weeks ago. I know you haven't heard it, but this one sounds a little bit more, it's definitely got a mainstream appeal to it, and I can see like I said, the appeal. Very oozy, like a little peepish, I guess, the kind of those kind of vibes.
Yeah, I was more on that vibe of like Juice World, R.I.P.
Even Juice WRLD, yeah.
Like just on that kind of just vibey, kind of like reverby, drowned out wave. So yeah, it was a cool vibe. I definitely fucked with it.
Yeah, no, I think this one's much better just in terms of just kind of the kind of sonic cohesive structure of it. I think it definitely
Absolutely
would. It's not something that I probably would come back and listen to a bunch. This just isn't my sound. Although I will say this, I did really pick some. I'm not a Lil Uzi Vert fan just at all. I don't care for him.
Gotcha.
But
you're more like lyrical, I feel like.
Yeah, not even like, I like more just like soul, jazz, like live instrumentation, like stuff like that. That's really more my kind of end of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I really do like this vibe. I think I think it plays, and I think there's a place for it. And there were some songs, like I was just about to say, off Lil Uzi Vert's new album that I actually did like, believe it or not. So yeah, for what that's worth. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's a good track. I think we had another one.
Yeah,
Ian Dior.
We got another one here.
Ian Dior. Is that a song or a artist, Connor? And if so, what song would you like from him? While we're getting back to him, do you have anything you want to play, Trev?
Bro, I thought you were calling me Connor. You know that's my real name.
Oh, that's right. That is your first name. No, Connor. Different. There's a Connor in the chat. I'm sorry.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God, that actually.
That's awesome.
I actually didn't realize that. I forgot about that. So,
yeah.
What's up, Sean?
No one wants to listen to a rapper named Connor. Come on.
I totally forgot that was your first name.
Yeah,
like, completely slipped my mind.
I'll play something.
Sure.
Here, because you already threw the Wimbledon on the podcast, and so
play it.
No. I'm saying you already played it. Let's
oh yeah, I did play that one.
Let's play something a little like deeper in the album that like most people probably wouldn't hear unless they're like watching. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, throw something on a deeper cut.
All right, let me just hook this up here.
Awesome.
Might have to get my sound man over here.
T-Rev. Good thing he's right next to you.
No, it should just died on me. That's what it is.
I'll just connect it to the.
Should I just connect it to the big speakers?
Yeah. Get the wires right here.
Here we go. Nah, I'm connected now.
What's up, Sean? Sean, my buddy Sean's about to like tell us to listen to some riff raff or Antonio Brown or some shit.
Riff raff. Antonio Brown.
You know Antonio Brown raps? He's terrible.
Dude, the video is heat though.
I can't speak to that. I didn't see the video.
It was just him wilding out in like some gold chains and like he had like a like a bathrobe on or something, you know what I mean? Like he was going crazy.
Guy's a psycho, man.
All right, let's see what we can get here. All right, I'm gonna play this song called "No Glory So Boring." And
all right, let's hear it.
Kind of give me.
I don't think I've heard this one.
Kind of give me the same thing, like volume wise. Let me know. So this song was off my album Little Luck, Lot of Heart that we dropped, the one we were talking about with the baby pic on it. At least I didn't.
It's an adorable photo, by the
At
way.
least
You
I
look
didn't.
so peaceful sleeping.
At least I didn't draw like the Wayne tattoos, like his young photos. But a lot of people use it. I don't know. I like the nostalgia of that one. But
I like the album cover, man. I do.
So this one was off of that track. It was the second to last track. I tried to go like you think of like some of like Drake's greatest songs, right? Like you think of just like the songs that are on the albums that are just unbelievable, but they don't get the radio recognition. Like I'm talking.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. I'm an album listener, man. That's for that reason.
I'm talking like Look What You've Done for Me, like things like that, like just amazing vibes like that. And
deep cuts. Yep.
And so I was kind of going for those vibes, and also on that same wave, I kind of used like 2 voicemails as like where almost a chorus would go.
Sure.
I used one from my pops and one from my best friend. So like just kind of bringing that vibe.